Hello, hello. Welcome back to Latinas Empoderadas. I am Jackie, and this is my co-host,
Kelsey. Welcome back, guys.
Hello, hello. I know. We took a little break. Sorry, but we're back. We're back.
I wouldn't call it a break, girl.
It was not a break.
It was real life.
Yeah. Real life, mom life, work life, personal
Literally,
life.
yeah.
We definitely got busy. But we're back. We're excited to be back on here with you guys. And oh my God, thank you so much to everybody for all the support.
Yes.
We're definitely super nervous.
I know.
But we got so much support, so much love. Thank you for everybody that's like reposting, sharing. We appreciate you guys
Watching,
so much.
listening.
Seriously. Like we got
commenting.
Yeah, we got so much good feedback, even from males. And
yes,
that was amazing. So thank you guys. We did get a little nervous because we're like, dang, that means that our second episode needs to be on and popping.
I know.
So we're bringing in some good stuff. Today's episode's going to be a little bit more. We want to get more into our personal life, who we are, and how we got into this whole mess of the beauty industry and just personal life. So let's get started. Who am I and how did I get started in this? Not a lot of people know, but I was a body sculptor, and so hold on. Let me go back.
Backtrack a little bit from the start.
Hold on. So my mom has always owned beauty salons, and let me tell you guys, I got kicked out from beauty school. I got expelled. We had to get a lawyer. Point being, I did not want to be a cosmetologist. I was like, no. You know when your mom tells you to do something and you're like, no, señorita, no lo voy a hacer. Yeah, that was me. That was definitely me, but I am so grateful that she believed in me. She pushed me to where I am today. And yeah, so I started doing hair, like really, really being behind the chair when I was 25. And I worked with my cousin. And I was there probably about 2 years. And then I got pregnant with my firstborn, Keen. And it was just not something that I don't want to say I didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy the hours. We were there from 9 to 7. It was just a typical beauty salon. And I was just like, is this where I'm going to stay? Like, am I going to be my mom? Because growing up, my mom wasn't really with me 24/7, right? So I was like, this is not what I want. Pero en ese tiempo, las operadas, BBLs was like coming in hot. So I remember body sculpting started happening. And at this time, I already took a bunch of courses. And my mom's like, nope, I'm not going to let you, because she would let me borrow money so I can take a course.
Aww.
And I would pay her back, right? And she's like, nope, not no more, sis. You're on your own. But my cousin that I was working with, shout out to my cousin Chris, she's like, hey, I'll let you borrow. I think it was like probably like $600, $400 that I needed. She's like, do it. I believe this is something that's gonna work out for you. And girl, I did it. And 2 months into me starting body sculpting, I blew up and I found my own place.
I love that because I don't even know that story.
Yeah. So this kind of goes to Body X Jackie.
Okay.
But I blew up, got my own little shop. I was paying $500 a month in rent.
Okay, hold on. Wait. So obviously that's where you get the name from, right? But so then you're saying you got your first like studio space after the body sculpting, not while you were behind the chair.
Not while I was behind the chair. No, body sculpting got me there.
Awesome.
So I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm not doing hair no more.
Yeah.
But my name then was Body X Hair, because I was like, okay, I'm going to do body sculpting and hair.
Oh, okay.
So, but then I was like to my cousin, I'm sorry, I love you, but I'm out. I got a little place and I went, and that's where Body X Jackie came. But I was there for probably 5 months. And then on that same street, I found there was a location that went up for rent. And I told my mom, like, hey, there's this place, but it's huge. It was like 2,000 square foot. And the little studio I had was not even like 500 square foot. I was like, oh my God, ¿qué hago? Like, me aviento, no me aviento. And my mom's like, aviéntate. Like, you have the money, and body sculpting really, really helped me to get where I'm at today. So yeah, then I got that. Long story short, I got that lease. We rented out that space, and I already had in my mind that I wanted to do studios. I did not want to be that typical 9-to-5 beauty salon or 9-to-5 body sculptor. Like I wanted to be able to make my own schedule and just have everybody else in there kind of doing their own thing and just having their own schedule. So yeah, then we got that location, and that's where Body X Studios like came around. Again, long story short, there was so much in between, but this just goes to show you that I think we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Just because I started with something does not mean that ahí es donde me tengo que quedar.
Right.
Little by little, you know, whatever is meant for you is gonna get you to where you need to be.
You got to test your waters.
Yeah, exactly. You got to test your waters. And I feel we're talking about the names, and I feel like a lot of people get scared with the names.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, it's a big deal. Like your name, that's your branding, right?
It's okay to rebrand too.
Yes,
it's okay, definitely.
And I feel like we get scared with that.
Yeah.
So that's just, I mean, that's where I'm at, Body X Studios. And for this new location for my studios, I told my husband, like, you know what? I think I want to change the name because I feel like body is like, you know, body.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, that's your brand. Like, everybody knows Body X. Like, why are you going to change something that's already established?
Yeah.
Mejor start something else, branch out into something else, which we are doing. And we'll get into that later. But that's where kind of I got into this industry. I was a body sculptor. I was training probably for about 2 years, and still, again, being behind the chair. That's always an income that I have, but it's not my true passion, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
It's more of that's where I grew up with. That's what I know, and I enjoy it, but I don't want to say I don't love it. Oh my God, my clients are going to hate me. No, I love it. I love doing hair, but it's not fully what I want for the rest of my life.
Got it.
So I'm still learning. I'm 32 years old, and I'm still in the process of trying to figure out what really, you know, what do I want to finish off with, what I want to retire with, and we're branching out to new things. And, you know, it's always okay to continue your journey. And I know over here, my entrepreneur friend, we're always like, let's do this, let's do that.
Yeah.
But where did the keratin lab come from? And
no,
who is
wait,
Kels?
no, I was going to ask you because we're in this story. Who is Jackie? I hear you speaking always business, right? And although we did say we were going to talk business, but I think this episode is really more, who are you? Mm-hmm. Who are you? Your audience they want to get to know you, right? So right now, aside of the business part, who is Jackie?
So who is Jackie?
Who is Jackie? Who's little Jackie?
Oh, girl.
You know?
Who am I? Oh my God, you put me on the spot right now.
Well, we got to get a little intimate here, you know,
I
because
did say we're going to be more personal. But you know what? I think that's
to a certain extent, but I still feel like, you know, we have a lot of new people who did tune in, and you know, the way that you inspire somebody, it is by your story, and your story isn't just a businesswoman or a mom or a wife. It's like, who are you?
So who am I? Oh my God, that's hard. I guess I'm going to learn with you guys because, girl, I don't even know who I am. Now, I guess I'm a girl that is really out here, like, trying to live my dream. And that doesn't, like, intend, like, just luxury. I'm just out here trying to, you know, show my kids there's a way to, like, enjoy and live life. And I'm learning as I go. And it's funny that you asked me, who am I, right? Because I did grow up in a Christian household, for those that do not know. And I have I have a pretty busy past, you know, wild and free and young. And right now I'm honestly trying to figure out who I am, and I'm trying to just re-enter into this life that I kind of grew up with and I just separated from. And I'm trying to figure out my balance, I guess you can say, of who really am I. But I don't even know. Oh my God. I'm like, girl, you know what? Let me hear who you are first. Because I'm lost. Because you know what? And I said, and I already had these questions.
You should have been prepared for this.
Yeah,
no, that's a hard question. And that's why I asked, you know, because I think a lot of the times we speak about ourselves with, you know, like I said, either mom life or, you know, business, work, like when we don't really know
we are. Oh my God, I'm really mind blown.
I don't think like you're gonna have phases, right? So who you were last year, you're definitely not meant to be that person, right? So that's fine. But I think like just your character, right? Like your character, your
I'm
values,
just a go-getter. Like, I don't believe in, like, you know, en un día que... Obviously, we were talking about this too with our makeup artist. Like, you know, there's days where I don't want to get out of bed and I just want to be laying down and be scrolling through my phone. And obviously, not everybody sees that on social media, right? They just see me as this, like, entrepreneur, businesswoman. But too, there's days where I just want to be at home and just enjoy, you know, the little things and just be in my house. And sometimes I do wish that I didn't, like, you know, that I don't want so many businesses and so many, like, such a busy life. Sometimes I want to be, you know, just I would tell my husband, like, sometimes I want to be a stay-at-home wife. And then he's like, really? Do you really want to be a stay-at-home wife? You know what? No, I don't. Just give me 2 days, though. But no, I don't know. I'm going to come back. You guys, this is going to, I don't know.
She has to think about that.
I have to think about it. So who are you? Okay,
that was really deep.
Wait, Kelsey. Kelsey has 2 names.
I have 2 names, guys.
So she needs to tell everybody, why does she have 2 names? Because even I was... It's like, wait.
I think everybody's confused.
Yeah, so.
Well, I think on that end, I might keep it. We're going to hold back on that one because I feel like my first name is my name for my clients. And, you know, I've always kept it that way, even in, you know, professional life. Kelsey is just, you know, friends and family, more intimate. So it's like, if you know me and you're like, Kelsey, right?
Yeah.
But my first name is Alexi. That's my name.
I always say it wrong, by the way.
Everybody does. Everybody. Growing up, it was like Alexis. And I'm like, no, that's not.
So wait, what is it again?
It's Alexi.
Alexi. No S.
There is an S. So my mom, I don't know what she was thinking. It should have just been Alexi, but it's SI.
Okay.
So it's like the opposite of Alexis. Anyways, and I think growing up, I kind of didn't like my name because nobody would pronounce it correctly. It would be like, it would irk me. So anyways.
Said it would irk me.
It would, yeah. So I think in middle school, that's where kind of was like, nope, just Kelsey. Let's not even.
So wait, is Kelsey your middle name?
Kelsey is my middle name.
Okay.
It's not my middle name.
It's like, wait,
Kelsey's not my middle name. Kelsey's not my middle name. Back to middle school, I had 2 best friends, and I don't even know how we came up with some KKK type of thing, right? So I was like Kelsey, my other friend was like Kelly, and the other one I can't even remember.
Oh my!
So in middle school, we were these little baddies, and that name just stuck.
I mean, you look like a Kelsey.
I don't even. Besides looking like a Kelsey, though, it just really, really stuck, and I swear, ever since, even my family now, like. If somebody calls me Alexi, it's like, oh shit.
They know. They know
you're like in trouble though with family because I'm telling you that name just stuck. And I think when I turned 18, I really wanted to like, damn, I should change my name, you know, like, because I feel like it does resonate.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
It resonates. But I never changed it because I'm like, no, my mom gave me this name, you know, and whatever. So, but yeah, if I introduce myself, especially like people that I don't know and now I'm giving my secret away, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm Kelsey.
Yeah.
But to my clients, they know me as Lexi. And actually now having clients, right, that name just rings a little bit more of a bell to me. And it's just more like loving, right? So anyways, let's talk about Kelsey.
Who is Kelsey?
Who is Kelsey?
Who is Kelsey?
All these personalities. No. Anyways, so
our production guy over there having the time of his life.
He is having a ball, guys. He loves it here. So like I said, that name really just stuck to me. Kind of wear it like a tattoo, to be honest. And little Alexi had a lot of dreams. I wanted to be a model.
Okay. First of all, you do. You tell her to pose. She give. What do I tell you? You give your
something with my eyes.
Yeah, her eyes like speak for themselves.
And so I wanted to be a model. I remember my mom would take me Sundays to what is it? The Griffith Observatory. And I swear I would like my little daughter. You know that little pose.
Yeah,
that would be me. That would be me.
Oh my goodness.
So I just always knew that I wanted to be something. I just didn't know exactly what because I didn't have talent. I wasn't in sports or anything. Like I didn't have all those activities because my mom was a single mom and she worked 6 days out of the week. So kind of like your mom, you mentioned an absent parent. that's what my mom was, but she wasn't in the beauty industry. And sometimes, you know, us now, right? We try to be present, but you're still sometimes a little absent, right? Unfortunately. And I just remember always saying, like, if I'm going to do, like, thinking kids, right? Which I have 4.
Nobody believes
I have 4. Nobody believes me, but I have 4 beautiful kids.
He said, damn, you guys. I can't with him. Shout out to Marlo.
Anyways, so when I was growing up, like, when I'm ready to be a mom, like, I want to be present. So anyways, not knowing that I was going to get pregnant so young, I always said I was going to have my first kid at like 27, and joke was on me. I had my first daughter at 20. I'm 30. So my first daughter was born when I was 20 years old. And then they're all close in age. So back to back, 2 years apart.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to me, girl. Definitely. It is a struggle, man.
Especially nowadays.
I feel like it's easier when they're smaller than when they grow up, because they grow up, they have their own personality and all this stuff. But anyways, so yeah, I wanted to be a model, and then I was always shy. I was always very like quiet, and I wouldn't understand, like, the few friends that I had, they were so special to me because I wasn't your type to go and like talk to the whole world. And I'd always be like, Dad, why don't people like me? You know, do I look mean? Am I mean? Am I a bitch? Like, what is it? So I think that's why I was always very like reserved and to myself and not out there. I've never been a show off, but my mom always gave me everything because as a working parent, you think you compensate your child by giving them the world, or maybe that's what you think that they deserve, right? Because I give my kids everything, even if they don't deserve it. But anyways, so growing up, I really didn't know what I was gonna do, what I was gonna be. My mom, though, did throw me in to start working. I think I was like 15, 16. I was working with like the photographer who did my quinceañera photos and everything. And then just like little by little, I started going out there. I've been in the medical field. That was very short though. And I did dental. I did dental for like 9 years, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You were there for a while.
Yeah, I was there for a while. I loved it. I really loved it. But then COVID hit, and I kind of just started evolving. I was gonna say playing around, but no, let's actually call it evolving. No, so I started like making little pastries, and like I've always been big on like parties, so I was like, let me take a balloon class. Yeah, I did that.
There I remember that was in too.
Yeah, COVID. That was really
doing classes like at home, and like just it blew up. I remember that.
That was actually, and because I'm like, I'm always doing parties, why not just learn?
Yeah.
And I like that. I really like that. From there, I went on to the pastries with my sister. My sister bakes, and she is amazing. So she would do the baking part. I would do like the chocolate part, because that was like the easiest thing. But I would always be like running the Instagram page and like doing the sales and everything. So I've always been that little hustler though. Like I was looking at our videos, you know how back then they'd have that little camera.
Oh yeah.
And just hearing myself, like, I am still that little girl. Just now I'm, like you said, evolving and I'm healing. And
healing,
y'all. Healing. I keep hearing a lot from my clients, oh my God, what are you doing? You look slimmer. You look skinnier. And I'm like, literally healing, honey. Like, I just started going to the gym again, and I started a fit challenge, 75 hard. If you guys haven't heard of it, Google it. Really good. I'm on day 17. Shout out to me.
Shout out to you, because I could never.
Haven't given up. First time, I think day 9, I was like, that's it.
Yeah, because you've done it before, right?
I did it 2 years ago in December 2022, and then day 9, I was like, this is it. It was pozole season, and I had to have my pozole with Coke. So it was a no for me.
Yeah,
so
little chips.
I gave that up. And I started again just because of discipline. Like, you could be motivated all you want. You could feel, right now, I could be like, damn, Jackie, let's go fucking, like, rule the world, right? And then
if there's
tomorrow we're going to be like, you know what? No, it's the discipline.
And consistency.
So, consistency. I've always been motivated. I've always had ideas. I've always been driven. I've always wanted more, but I lack discipline.
I think a lot of us do.
So by doing this challenge, because it's a strict, not necessarily a strict diet, but you got to kind of eat clean, you know? And then it's drinking a gallon of water a day, which that for me was hard a couple months ago. Reading 10 pages a day, 2 workouts, 1 indoor, 1 outdoor, no cheat meals, and no alcohol.
Okay.
The alcohol part is easy for me because I stopped drinking ever since my incident last year. So I stopped drinking. I don't really care for that. But it's really like getting up and knowing, dude, I got to go do an outdoor workout. I have to do an indoor workout.
You on track. And
I love reading, so that's not even hard. Eating, the diet. I was eating out a lot back in April? Eating out a lot. Not drinking water for sure.
I think that's hard.
Yeah, that's hard.
I have to carry like a little Stanley.
No, I'll carry it and it just stay there.
No, if I carry it, I'll drink it. But besides
I have all these cups, and
you know what? When people say water is so delicious, I'm like, am I drinking the wrong water?
Oh, I will. If you drink, what is it? Dasani Arrowhead, that's disgusting.
No,
that water's not.
I have an alkaline water filter in my house.
They say water is water. No, because there's different
levels to it.
There's different levels to it.
What are you drinking?
I drink Fiji. I drink Evian. I drink the alkaline.
Oh my God. Wait.
In my shop, I have that.
We got alkaline at our house when we moved in real quick. If you guys never drink, girl, that first day that you drink it, you better be home because you're going to run to the restroom. It was horrible because I guess it's supposed to clean out your body. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Alkaline water.
I just started drinking water. No, but I've always been picky with my water though. Even though back then when I wasn't good with my intake, I've always my boyfriend drinks or used to drink Dasani. I'd be like, this is disgusting. Do not bring me this.
Top quality only.
Literally. My grandpa, when he was staying here, when I was taking care of him, I was buying him Evian. And then my uncle brought him regular water from Northgate.
He's Arrowhead.
No, it was just the regular Northgate water. He's like, no, de esa no quiero. Quiero de la otra. And I'm like, yeah. No, it has more mineral and then pH and all that stuff. I'm very into ingredients, guys, now. So. With everything.
As we should.
Anyways, back to my story. So basically what I'm trying to get at is throughout my whole 30 years of life, God put me on this earth to be a badass. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say that. But no, I mean, I now know that I have a purpose. Besides, you always think it's your kids, right? No. It's not. I don't really share much of my personal life, but when I do, it always gets to somebody and they're always like, oh my God, you inspired me to do this or you inspired me to do that. And when I was small, I would always say I wanted to change the world. I actually wanted to go into social work. But once I got pregnant, that's what I was going to school for. I got pregnant and then I did not have the heart for that. There was no way. But there's this quote that says, be the change you wish to see in the world. So that's always stuck with me. But back then, I didn't have that power where I'd be like, this is my voice and this is what I'm going to stand on or whatever. I would kind of minimize myself to other people's level. And I think right now I'm starting to really feel in my power and not bite my tongue.
Yeah, be a people pleaser.
Oh, that's a good one, girl. Yeah. That's a good one because I think majority of my life, I think that's what I did. Not in the sense where oh my God, be my friend, but you'd be like, hey, I'd be like, let's go out to eat. And you'd be like, I don't have money. And I'm like, oh, don't worry, I got you. It could literally be the last $10 that I had. And back then everything was cheaper. But I was that friend. Yeah. And sometimes you think people are there for genuine reasons and they're not. They're just there for what they can take from you. And now at 30-something years old, I'm realizing that I was that. And that's okay because I didn't know any better. Obviously, we all have traumas. I know I had a little bit of childhood trauma from having an absent father. Mm-hmm. That really hit me a lot. So I think that's why growing up, I was very to myself. But God always put that light on me because I always irked other people's spirits. And I'm like, but I didn't do anything to you.
Nothing at all.
Literalmente, you know? So when that happens, you kind of just really got to tune in to yourself and remember who you are, what you are, and why you're here. I've had 2 near-death experiences. Not just one, girl, 2. Both of them were pretty bad. So to be here,
it's a blessing.
It is a miracle. That's all God. Like, I know we said we were going to talk about this, but really me right now, you talk to me, and that's what I'm always talking to you about because that's what he's done these last 30 years. Even though I suffered growing up and whatnot, he was always there.
He was preparing you for what you have now and
what's coming next as well. Had I been the girl that I was 5 years and being here right now, I wouldn't know what to do with it. I would not know what to do with it. It would probably go over my head. And right now I take it with such like grace and love. And again, people maybe don't know this, but we met 3 years ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago?
We still haven't found the DM, by the way.
We still haven't found the DM, by the way. I know you guys wanted to see it, but life.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to look for it, though.
Life is life in.
Yeah, I'm going to look for it. But anyways, so yeah, we don't really have that much time knowing each other, but our relationship and our bond, and God will place people in your life.
We believe in like the same.
Well, it's funny because you're Christian, I'm Catholic. Yeah.
But
God is God,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
We know where we stand, right? And I feel like our paths did cross for a reason, and we are going to do big things.
Yes. And we don't now we don't talk every day because life has been life.
Yeah.
But I don't even know how to say it. Like, I haven't seen her, I think, last week. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. She's like, no, I just saw you last week.
Yeah, I just saw you last week.
But
we were working.
Yeah, we were working.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, God definitely brought us together for a purpose.
Absolutely.
And we're still trying to figure it out because we have so many things that we say, we want to do and we want to accomplish, but we're just taking it day by day. And
for sure, it's to empower the next woman, though.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like, how can I say this? We're here to empower every woman out there. Every man, every child, because my child be on here.
Oh yeah, my kids watched the episode. They were like,
by the way, they want to be part of the episode.
They do.
So we're probably gonna bring them in real quick in one of the episodes, just have them pop in. But we're definitely here to empower you and remind you that just because yesterday was a bad day does not mean today's a bad day. Like, get up and go. If you have to do 75 hard, which I probably should start doing, like, we need discipline. Like,
Andy Frisella, please sponsor me.
You know what? Discipline and being consistent. And I feel like life gets life in. And, my husband was telling me, like, you guys want to make this podcast, you need to be consistent. Like, life is life in, but you need to put your priorities where you want them to show up. So if you guys want like this podcast to pop off, he's like, make it fucking happen. Make it a priority.
Stop the excuses.
Yeah. And, and excuses in life or whatever, but it needs to be, at least for me, I need to put in a schedule, and like everything to me is a schedule. And it's like, okay, we're going to do it. And you need to have that friend to call you out like, ma'am, no, we're going to do it today because we said we're going to do it today. And sometimes sometimes things do happen, right? But just be consistent so you can see that outcome. Because if you're not putting discipline, consistency, and love in whatever it is that you want, you're not going to get those results.
I think more than anything, to a lot of the people that have tuned in, or even people who don't, that, again, have been following, let's say, for example, me for a minute, people tend to idolize or glamorize your life based off of social media. And it's like, remember, guys, we're only here posting literally the highlights. Just because we're posting the highlights doesn't mean that you can't have that, because that's not what you're going through right now. No, you could and I think somewhere I saw something about somebody saying we should post more of like our struggles, right? Like business or whatever.
And it's crazy because that's harder to post.
It is harder to post, absolutely, right? Because who wants to see you crying? Who wants to see you crying? But
bitches want to see you crying.
It's
but y'all are not gonna see us crying because we got a God that wipes our tears away. But anyways,
we serve a God that will punch you much harder than we will. So anyways,
quick.
No, so yeah, if you're seeing this right now and you're feeling with no motivation or anything, we juggle it all. And if we juggle it all, so can you. I don't know if you're a mom, a dad, or in a relationship or not. You can make it happen. Find a partner that is supportive and you supportive of them as well, because you don't want to create resentment.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's a topic for some other day. And just basically, that's what we're here to do.
Find a friend.
Find a friend.
I mean, if you don't find anything,
slide in my DM. If you need a pep talk, seriously. I got you.
Yeah. No, yeah. And I feel like a lot of people are scared too to kind of reach out, whether it's us or like some girl that motivates you on Instagram. You would be surprised that most of these girls that are motivating you on Instagram are the friendliest, nicest people in the world.
Yeah.
And if you shoot them a DM, and they might have some encouraging words for you. And I feel like, going back to who am I, right?
That's who we are.
Yeah, that's who we are. And yeah, we definitely struggle. My life has not been the easiest. I know we talk about my mom's an entrepreneur. I have a father as well. And my dad is definitely not an entrepreneur, but he has been the backbone of my mom for her to continue, growing whatever she has going on in her life. But, we all do struggle. And getting a little bit more personal, my father struggles with alcohol abuse. And that's something that recently, within the last couple of years, we've been dealing with as a family. And I feel like sometimes that can overpower. And whoever is out there that has a partner, a parent, or anybody that is going through any alcohol, drug abuse, or whatever it is, do not let it overpower your life. Of course, take care of them and guide them and send them to whatever therapy. And I don't even know why I'm talking about this, right? Because it's something super personal. If you guys know me, I don't get too personal on social media. But if you're out there watching, listening to this, go get help. Go get them help. And it's really out of your control after you do what you can.
This is a message.
Yeah. God is going to take care of them. Don't feel guilty over you not being able to take this person out of that situation, whether it's an abusive relationship, whether it is drug abuse, alcohol abuse, porn abuse. I don't even know why I'm going into this, but
you're going in deep.
Is definitely there to guide you, to help you. And in the night, when you feel like nobody's there with you, God is there with you and he's hugging you tightly and it's out of your control. Let it go. And we're here to help you. If anybody ever needs some encouragement, slide into our DMs, slide into my DMs. But yeah, like life is not as glamorous as you might see it on social media. We all have our personal struggles, whether it's with our kids, our partners, our extended family, our immediate family. But we're just out here trying to survive and trying to live our dream life.
Yeah,
definitely.
So that's the point, right? That you're going to have those struggles.
Yeah.
While wanting to have a dream life or building your dream life.
And not feeling guilty.
You can have both.
Yes.
Somebody told me, I forgot, I think it's like one of my friends on Instagram because I don't know her in person. Shout out to you, Lee. She told me like you can feel, let's say, sad and like you're healing at the same time. That can coexist.
Yeah.
I think to me it was more like, no, if I'm going to be happy, I just have to be happy, right?
Wow, yeah.
No, you gotta let that wave of whatever emotion it is, right? And I think too, you're so used to holding on to something, and when you don't let it go,
or you're so used to being the strong person, the person
you don't want to break down, but that's
to carry on everything.
That's maybe a sign from the higher power, like you gotta let it go in order for more to come in. New blessings can arrive while you're holding on to something that you should let go.
that you know you should let
you
go
got to
of.
let that piece of you go along with whatever it is, because healing is not, it's not easy. It's not an overnight thing.
It's a process.
It is a process. Definitely. Sometimes it's beautiful. Sometimes it's ugly. And just kind of remembering and having that faith that when you feel like you're broken, like me the other day, I remember how I broke down. I was like, oh my God, my world, this and that. And then I was like, no, hold on. I need to get rid of whatever is going on, all that negativity, and this is it now. I actually follow your pastor, and he posted a reel speaking about something like that. That curse that you have in your heart, you gotta let it go. And that was a very powerful message. I wish we could play it on here.
Probably put in the clip.
I'm gonna, we'll probably put it in the clip, because that was very powerful. But yeah, I think our faith and being children of God for sure is what has us here, standing 10 toes down with your head up high, regardless of all the rocks that get thrown your way.
Yeah.
Use those rocks, build your castle.
Definitely. And
that's what you got to do.
Don't feel guilty. Like you were saying, like, you know, sometimes you're like, well, I need to be happy because of so and so. Like, it's okay to
when I was in the hospital last year, I don't know if you remember that I posted, I went to this market in Pasadena, and I had to obviously start eating healthy. So I kind of just posted that I was going to cook something, and something so insignificant. Yes, something so insignificant as chicken. Somebody called me out for buying $17 chicken. Like,
yeah,
what?
They were so mad.
They were so
mad about it.
And I'm like, oh, I think I reposted my friend, and I said something. I made a joke about it, and that joke obviously didn't sit well with other people. But I'm like, the shoe shouldn't fit you, especially if we don't know each other on a personal level, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, life is expensive. You know, grocery went up, and yes, I shop at markets where things are organic and more clean, and I like the chicken. It's okay.
But that you work your ass off to be able to do that.
Besides that,
I feel like that's people feel like entitled.
People will pick at any little thing, right?
And I feel like, too, that's why we're not that personal on social media.
Yes, because, absolutely.
I mean, anything that we post can come back because somebody did not like it.
But see, then that's when you know that you have an internal problem, right? Because why is the $17 chicken breast bothering you? Right? Like if I said, so I can't remember exactly what I said. I probably said something about, like, I don't know. It was a dumb joke. Probably said something about poor people. I can't even remember.
Yeah, I think they said,
I don't know what it was.
It was like, oh, but people are over here like struggling. I think it was because it was like during COVID. I don't know.
No, it was last year. It was last year. But I'm like, first of all,
people are struggling and you're over here buying $17
And I actually had a long reply of like a post saying like, I was in the hospital for 6 days. Like, I got this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, why do I have to explain myself? Like, what does it matter to anybody if I'm buying $17 chicken? Like,
the press.
That's my health. So if you're feeling some type of way over somebody else, you got to check yourself on the inside and see what's the root to that issue. Because you shouldn't feel, people who are happy and at peace are not going to go and point the finger at somebody else or pick at somebody else to make themselves feel better. And I didn't target anybody in specific. It was just a joke. I like to post things that are funny. And that was that. You know?
But see, if you're feeling that way, it's time for you to get up.
Yes.
And go do something about it. Because we all have the same 24 hours.
We sure do.
And we can all go get the bag, sis.
We sure
Whether
can.
It is you're getting a second job, whether it is you're going to start a business.
I will say, though, when I was at my dental job, going back to that, I couldn't afford $17 chicken. But also, it wasn't $17 8 years ago.
Yeah, no.
You know?
Definitely.
So I think that part. So if you're seeing me or you're seeing Jackie, like, oh, these business women, you know, you can get up and go and get it too.
And if you don't have the right circle around you,
you got to find it.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hold you back.
Yeah.
Because, I read it somewhere, I saw it somewhere on Instagram. They're like, when you're making it or you got yourself that nice car, you bought yourself the nice purse, the house or whatever. And that person's like, well, why did you buy yourself a nice car instead of doing so and so? because they're not happy with where they're at. So you definitely need to go find yourself I don't want to say a better circle, a new circle. Yeah. And I think I've mentioned this in our other episode, is that sometimes, you start with a certain person, a certain group, and it's okay. You evolve to leave them behind, because they're going to go and evolve in their own way, in their own, whether it's industry, business, and you're going to evolve into your own. And I feel like people get so offended when, we switch our group friends, or, esa ya no me habla, or honestly, if you have to block somebody from viewing, from them viewing your story, and you're still following them, or you guys are all that, just unfollow. And you know what? Talking about this,
I unfollow.
It's okay to
all day, every day.
Just because you get unfollowed or somebody unfollows you, please don't get upset about it.
Maybe we don't align anymore.
Yeah, and that's totally
I don't like
fine.
your content anymore.
Exactly.
It's time to let you go.
And I feel like that is such a big deal nowadays. Oh, she unfollowed me. Fuck her. Okay, well, yeah, maybe, but she doesn't like your content no more, or you don't like her content, and that's cool.
That's fine.
We can still say hi to each other.
I feel like social media is so high school. I feel like we're in high school.
Yeah, it's crazy. When you post something, they're like, "Well, she was talking about you." No,
this is why I post on close friends. If you're my close friends, shout out to you.
You know what? I probably should make one, because
I am on I don't have all day, every day.
But that sucks, though, that we can't just be honest and be real. You know what? I just don't align with your content. I don't align with who you are. Does not mean I don't like you.
Yeah.
Or, I just, I want to start something new. And going back to, trying to figure out, I'm honestly trying to figure out who I am right now. And my birthday's coming up next month. And my husband's like, well, what do you want to do? I wanted to go to Cabo, but, things are just not happening. And I honestly, what I really want is I want to have a nice little brunch, and I want to listen to worship music. But nice. I'm like, I don't have any friends that listen to worship music like that.
I listen to worship music.
Well, yeah, I have a handful of friends, and I'm like, that's crazy. I'm 33 years old, and that's who I am now, and that's who I'm trying to figure out who I am. And a lot of people might feel some type of way because era la cristiana, muy cristiana. And yeah, muy cristiana. I'm trying to figure it out.
Hey, esa es la gente que solo critica y siempre te va a criticar desde abajo. They're in the same place and you're not.
And I'm trying to, before I think it was more of, not that I was embarrassed, but I'm like, you know what? Because of who I was in my past, I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm going to church, I'm doing this. But you know
that's
what?
Not you anymore.
That's my testimony.
That was that was a phase, and that was for you to have your story, tell your story, and actually know, we make mistakes.
Yeah.
Because I think we have a similar story. Mm-hmm. But anybody who's using that against you, because they don't know the new you.
And if they don't know the new you, that means that they shouldn't be.
They should. But sometimes, too, people will talk about you because if the conversation is about them, it's not as important. That's why.
Okay, sis. Preach. I don't know, but we're preaching tonight. So y'all getting some other content tonight.
Seriously, we went from storytelling to who you are to this whole other stuff.
Anyway, so we're out here. But anyways, again, this is what our podcast is about.
Yeah.
When we first talked about this, definitely do not want to make it just business topic. We're going in deep to who
we're trying to be raw here.
Yeah. And, just open up new windows and just everything, creating different, getting rid of these stereotypes.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is too. And you guys are going to know who Jackie and Kelsey are.
Absolutely.
And let's see where this takes us. And
I love it though, because you do have a, beauty industry background.
Hola. We need a backdrop. That's why.
We're doing a backdrop actually though. So it's in the works. It's in the works.
Yeah.
Anyways, background, okay? Background. And I definitely did not. Mm-hmm. So it goes back to that. You can do literally anything you want to do, as if you have your heart set on that, do that, because that seed is planted in you for a reason. Imagine I would have stayed still and listening to everybody's opinion around me, I will, oh, your little business, oh, your little balloons, oh, your little flowers, oh, your little pastries.
You wouldn't be
and
here
I
today.
needed all of that experience to get to where I am today, to make better choices. And like I said in the other podcast, you don't start from scratch anymore. You start from experience. So it's hard coming up with a business name if it's like your first round. It is so hard. I changed the business. Oh, so when I did lashes, I don't even know how many times I changed the name to that.
Yeah.
And they were like dumb names. I had one that was like eyelash, like lash by Ace.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Some
and
hood
then
shit.
literally some hood shit. And with the balloons and everything, since it was balloons, flowers, chocolate arrangements, I think at first it was like creative balloons because it was first just balloons. And then I switched it to something else. It finally ended up being the Love Bar because you know the stories. Yeah. I think that's where you were saying that. So it ended up being the Love Bar as the final. Well, no, not even the final, because my sister, when I actually kind of ventured out, she switched the name to Sweet Things Pastries. But I came up with the Love Bar, and I did the Love Bar because I was doing a little bit of everything, and it was like people gifting this to their loved ones. It was with love.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from. And this is how the Keratin Lab, that name was so easy to come about, because I'm like, well, I'm going to do keratin treatments. The Keratin Bar, I'm like, nah, I didn't really.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, chemicals, this, and it's just like the Keratin Lab.
Yeah, which I love.
And it just rung a bell, and I ran with it, and that's what it is. When I opened up
it took you a couple steps to get to that.
Yeah,
name.
it took me. See, I went from lashing to having a different business, and then when I opened up my studio, I had the idea of renting out to girls, and I'm like, well, I don't want to be posting on the Keratin Lab their content. So then I'm like, I need a salon name. And me and one of my friends, we actually at that same time, she was like, dude, let's do something with like facials, like soap and stuff like that. And I think we named that The Rich Babe because we also wanted to do merch. Kind of that fell to the side, or you know, didn't make time for it. And that's how I got Rich Beauty Lab for the studio. And that's actually why you guys see that sign in the studio, Rich Beauty Lab, because I one day hope to have a bigger space, maybe a storefront, and have girls not work for me, work on their own, but
under that.
And why Rich Beauty Lab? Because beauty, anytime, it makes you feel rich. Like right now, you know, this glam.
Yes.
Thank you, Sally.
Slay.
You want to feel rich. You want to feel good. So that's where I got that. And that also kind of came a little bit easy, but not so much. But yeah, if you're struggling, what I did is I got a pen and paper and I was just writing names, crossing things out. Because that's very important. But how we talked earlier, it's okay to rebrand. You know, you can start off with something right now, but you can rebrand, and that's totally fine.
And I feel like people get so stuck on a name that you're like, you don't even go for it because like, well, I don't have a name. It's okay, sis. If you don't have a name, just
and actually, all these big companies, it's either their name or their last name.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
So just start.
Yeah, just start.
Seriously,
do it.
Like you literally can turn around and leave everything behind and start a new life the next day.
You can.
Like, I feel like people get so scared. One of the girls that I follow, she's like, I literally like broke up with my boyfriend, left my apartment, left my state, and I'm moving in with my parents.
Oh my God.
I'm starting all over.
Have you seen that movie, It Ends With Us?
No, I have not.
I didn't read the book, but I saw the movie.
No.
And it has a similar message. Like, to just get up and go. If you don't get up and go, first of all, you got to give yourself the respect. You got to love yourself. You got to respect yourself. Because if you don't, nobody else is going to.
No.
So when I often hear, oh, it's so hard, or I have kids, or I have this.
Your kids will appreciate it in the long
besides
run.
that, why do you want to have your kids be in an environment that is toxic? Be in an environment where mom and dad are not speaking to each other, sleeping in the same room, and not even coexisting. Like, you're just
Yeah.
there. Why do you want that? Oh, I have X amount of history. No, because your kids, they do what they see, not what they're told. They do what they see. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you're going through something and you're
Definitely.
like, watch that movie. It was a really good movie.
Dude. Yeah, definitely.
I'm like, damn, I gotta read the book now.
Yeah, but point of our, we have so many messages today.
I know,
but
damn.
yeah, we'll come back to all of this. But honestly, if you're like listening to us right now and there was something, you know, that's kind of nugging at you, like, damn, should I get up and leave? Should I get up and start all over? Do it, and you'll thank yourself later. It's definitely not going to be easy.
Starting all over is beautiful.
Yeah, no,
it's beautiful.
You can recreate yourself at any freaking given time. So if you're thinking about it, do it.
That's a
recreate
sign.
yourself. Start all over. Leave your friends, your family. Leave all that behind if you need to. They'll understand one day, and if they don't, girl, we out here not talking right. If they don't. That's on them. You need to do what's best, and for you, your heart, your future, just get up and go. That's our message.
That's your sign that you're growing.
Yeah.
And evolving, you know, when
evolving is the word of today's episode. You're evolving.
Look it up if you don't know what it means. Look it up, Google it. Not like everybody using demure, not even using it sometimes in the right sentence. But anyways,
very cute.
Let's be mindful.
Yeah, let's be mindful. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I know we're a little bit everywhere, but it's okay. You know, this is honestly, we don't plan our episodes. We kind of just discuss what we want to talk about while we're getting our makeup done. And we just let it flow. So, you know, thank you guys again for tuning in. We will be consistent. If we're not, DM us and tell us, get on our shit. We can't be out here preaching to be consistent and be disciplined.
So episode 3 will be
bi-weekly.
An extension of today's episode because we didn't really talk about what we should have.
Yeah.
But it was still good. It was still good.
God was speaking through us.
Exactly. So. It was still good. But yeah, we will be back bi-weekly because life.
Yeah.
And then eventually we hope to see you guys weekly.
Yes.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
It is. It's our end goal.
But definitely, we love to hear your feedback.
Any questions you guys have?
Any questions that you guys have, honestly.
It's okay to be chismosas. We want chismosas.
We will give you the tea.
Yeah. So, thank you guys again. We love you guys.
Thank you for watching.
And we will see you guys next episode.